I have one question for you. You like jazz?
You like jazz, Evan?
Hell no.
You like the smell of flames?
Not as much.
Imagine your girlfriend cheats with a bee. A bee! He really was a sane man in an insane world. And the worst part?
What are you doing?
You know what? I don't even like honey. I don't eat it.
We need to talk.
These are the most valid crash outs in history, part 2. Starting off with Alex from Madagascar. Alex's crash out moment in Madagascar is honestly one of the most deserved crash outs in DreamWorks history. This man, a lion, was set up hard. He was done disrespectfully dirty by the universe, by the zoo, by fate, by the concept of salads. Yeah, by everything. The thing that everyone forgets is that Alex wasn't just some random lion. Nope. He was a New York lion, an icon. He slept on plush bedding, ate filet mignon on a schedule, and had fans chanting his name every He was basically a furry The Rock. And then, boom. He's kidnapped, dumped in the wild, and forced to become a vegan? Man, someone hated Alex. Alex didn't just crash out because he's dangerous. He crashed out because the universe said, "Hey man, hope you like starving. Also, your best friend is now a snack." Imagine waking up one morning, starving out of your mind, and your best friend looks like a rotisserie chicken with hooves. What do you think is going to happen?
Be gone!
What? Come on. Do I look like a steak to you? Yeah. See, I told you I don't look like a wait, what'd you say?
Oh, yeah.
Alex wasn't turning on Marty because he hated him. Alex's brain was literally glitching like a broken switch. His predator instincts were firing like warning sirens. Eat or die. He was literally hallucinating steaks everywhere. And meanwhile, Marty's over here chewing grass like, "Come on, man, just try it." Grass? My brother in Christ, that is lawn. That is yard decor, not food. Alex crashing wasn't a villain move. It was biology, survival, hunger, betrayal, confusion, and straight up fear wrapped into one meltdown. Honestly, for everything he went through, his crash out wasn't just valid, it was overdue. Next up, we have Baby Bear. His crash out moment in Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, is one of those scenes where you sit back and go, yeah, I'd crash too. Because out of everyone in that chaotic movie, Baby Bear is the one who gets emotionally blindsided the hardest. Look, Baby isn't some evil villain. He's a family kid, a ride or die. He grew up with Goldilocks, treated her like a sister, followed her plans, supported her dreams. He was basically the emotional support animal of the group. And how does she repay him?
The one thing that makes you mildly useful is your nose, and apparently you can't even use that. Go.
By planning to ditch his entire family the second she gets her wish. While Goldie's big dream is, I want a new family. Baby Bear's dream is her. His whole identity is built around being there for her, and hearing her say she wants something better? Yeah, that hits like a bear.
This wish isn't what you promised us.
Leave off, baby.
So what is it, eh? What's your just right? What's so blasted important that you've got us stranded in this haunted forest?
I'm getting a family.
His crash out wasn't anger for the sake of anger. It was because he was hurt. It was, I gave you everything and you still don't think I'm enough. His entire found family world crumbled in 0.2 seconds. He crashed because he was broken, blindsided, betrayed, but still loved the person who hurt him. But the best part of the whole movie?
I'm gonna bust you up, plum thumb, and then I'm gonna wear your clothes.
That was weird.
Okay, I'm joking, guys. It's this part.
Like I told you, baby, you're the smash, I'm the grab.
Yes!
Goldilocks chooses her family. She decides her family is complete. Before we continue, I want to ask you guys for some quick help. My goal is to reach 10K subscribers before the end of this year. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. Susan's crash out moment in Monsters vs. Aliens is so wildly valid that honestly, she should have crashed harder. Way harder. Because no one, and I mean no one, gets disrespected in that movie more than her. This woman gets hit by a meteor on her wedding day. Not during brunch, not during a jog, on her wedding day. And after this, well, she wakes up 50 feet tall, kidnapped by the government, thrown into a cage with a talking blob, a bug scientist, and a cockroach professor, and then told she can't go home because she's a threat. Yep. She somehow tries to stay positive, but then Derek happens. Derek. You know, the human equivalent of beige wallpaper. Derek, a man whose entire personality is wanting to be on the news. Derek, who only cares about how this makes him look. When Susan finally escapes the facility and goes to him for comfort, hoping the man she literally almost died for will stand by her, he says the most Derek sentence ever.
And don't crush me for saying this, but I'm not looking to get married and spend the rest of my life in someone else's shadow. And you're casting a pretty big shadow. I'm sorry. It's over.
Sir? You dumped your giant superwoman fiancé? That's the moment Susan crashes. And honestly, she earned it. It's her finally realizing she doesn't need Derek. She doesn't need approval. She doesn't need anyone to shrink herself to make them comfortable.
Why did I have to get hit by a meteor to see that? Oh, stupid idiot! Why did I ever think life with Derek would be so great anyway?
After being captured, ignored, dismissed, used, dumped, and belittled, she's finally done. Titans crash out and Megamind is somehow valid. And before you hate me, first hear me out, please. Hal Stewart is the perfect example of why giving the wrong man a little power is basically an instant DreamWorks apocalypse. He was the definition of nice guy energy, and not the good kind. The kind who thinks holding open a door earns him a lifelong relationship contract.
Chicks don't like bounty houses, they like clowns! Ow! Oh! Stupid man, you broke my finger!
But the thing with Hal is, he wasn't owed attention, Roxanne, or actually anything. But the universe, well, Megamind, accidentally hands this man god-level laser eyes, and now Hal thinks he's the chosen one. But what's important is that Hal actually didn't crash out because he was rejected. Hal crashed out because he was lied to and used.
To a dweeb dating Roxanne.
No.
And we were smooching up a storm. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna...
Yes, I know.
Megamind didn't pick Hal because he believed in him. He picked Hal because he was convenient. Just a nobody. A filler option. Literally, that guy over there. On top of that, Roxanne makes it clear she's never been interested. Not before the powers, not during the powers, not ever.
Isn't right.
And listen
You're
to me
supposed to be with me.
I'm trying to warn you. Hal?
It's Titan. It's Titan, not Hal.
After that, Hal's entire self-worth was built on a fantasy, and that fantasy gets destroyed in real time. Roxanne rejects him, Megamind mocks him, he realizes he's just a pawn. Then he says the line that basically sums up his whole mental collapse.
I was thinking more like the morgue. You're dead.
Whoa. This isn't how you play the game.
Game over.
And honestly, yeah, he got played, used, manipulated, even embarrassed in front of the one person he wanted approval from. Okay, when he crashes and starts laser blasting the city, totally not justified. but it's somehow valid from his perspective, right? He's hurt, he's humiliated, and now he's powerful enough to do something about it. A dangerous mix, but a very human one. And now a character you might not have expected on this list. I really hope you know him because damn, he was done dirty. D16's crash out in Transformers 1 might be one of the most understandably tragic meltdowns in modern animation. Because this dude wasn't born a villain. He was pushed into becoming one. D16 starts off as a loyal worker, a bot who genuinely believes in Cybertron, in order, in doing things the right way. He wants respect, he wants fairness, he just wants a chance to prove himself. But what does he get instead? Corruption and oppression. A system that looks him dead in the eye and basically says, stay in your place. He's underestimated, spoken over, used, and treated like a grunt. All while he watches others get power simply because of their status. And the worst part? Nobody cares how much he sacrifices. So when he finally starts to crash,
Wait, don't you want to stop him? No, I want to kill him! I want to put Sentinel in chains and march him through the mines so everyone can see him for the false prime that he is. I want him to suffer and then to die.
the echo, the pause afterwards, the tone, they really knew how to give one sentence so much depth. And every crash after this is rooted in betrayal. He believed in the leaders who said Cybertron mattered. He believed in the mission and in unity. And then he realizes the awful truth. The system he served will never let anyone like him rise.
I'm done saving you.
That's when D16 stops being a follower and starts becoming something else. His anger isn't just some anger. It's actually a lifetime of being told he's worth nothing. The only voice he's ever had was rebellion. He really went from being an innocent and naive miner to being one of the most infamous war criminals in the galaxy. But D16 didn't crash out because he wanted chaos. He crashed out because peace never included him. And honestly, you can't blame him. Okay, back on track now. This character is one of the best DreamWorks characters in history. Yep, it's the one and only Tai Lung. Tai Lung's crash out in Kung Fu Panda is one of the most justified, understandable, and honestly heartbreaking villain crash outs DreamWorks may have ever written. Because this man wasn't born a monster. He was crafted, trained, raised, and then shattered by the people he trusted most. Tai Lung wasn't just a student. He was Shifu's son in every way but blood. Shifu raised him, believed in him, trained him harder than anyone, and hyped him up from childhood to adulthood. He was told every single day, "You're destined for greatness. You are the future dragon warrior."
Shifu trained him. He believed in him. He told him he was destined for greatness. It was never enough for Tai Lung.
Imagine dedicating your entire life to one goal because the person you love most promised it to you. Then you finally reach that moment, you stand before the elders, and they say, "Nope, not because he's weak, not because he's unskilled, but because he's dangerous." Based on what? Instincts? A vibe? A feeling? Tai Lung wasn't denied some candy, he was denied the identity he built his entire life around. And that's not even the worst part. Shifu, the only person who always defended him, didn't fight for him.
And Shifu had to destroy what he had created. But how could he?
That was the worst part. People love to talk about Tai Lung's rampage, but honestly, what did they expect him to do? Go home and eat some peaches? He trained his whole life for a destiny he never asked for, only to be told he was unworthy of the destiny someone else gave him.
What I ever did, I did to make you proud. Tell me how proud you are, Shifu.
To me, this wasn't some ya-la-la-la-la villain time. It was the rage of a child who was abandoned, a warrior who was betrayed, and a son who realized the person he loved never loved him unconditionally. He had nothing left to lose. Next up, we have Sonic. His crash out in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is one of those moments where you can't even blame him. Like, at all. Because this little blue teenager had been carrying unrealistic emotional weight since movie 1. People always see Sonic as the fun, quippy, hyperactive dude who runs fast and eats chili dogs. But underneath all that, he is one of the loneliest characters in modern animation. He grew up alone, lost his guardian, spent years hiding from the world, and then finally, he finds a family with Tom and Maddie. When Shadow shows up in 3, you know that one literal biological weapon bred for tragedy? The escalation hits hard. Shadow targets Sonic emotionally, physically, and mentally. Shadow isn't like Eggman or Knuckles. He's faster, stronger, and more ruthless. He pushes every weakness Sonic has. He digs into his fears. He threatens the people he loves. So the moment something happens to Tom or Maddie,
speak to me, come on. Come on, it's gonna be okay. Please get up. Come on, please wake up, come on.
Sonic relives his entire childhood trauma in like 0.5 seconds. He goes right back to that scared kid who lost Longclaw. Sonic doesn't crash out because he's reckless. He crashes out because he's terrified. And trauma plus super speed plus cosmic power equals an emotional disaster. Tom Brady? Okay, all jokes aside, this is the most Dragon Ball fight there has been in live action. Sonic didn't crash out villainously, but emotionally. He doesn't fight for pride or glory. He fights for a home, his home, for the life he finally built, for the tiny shred of normalcy the universe keeps trying to rip away from him. His crash out is that moment where you can see everything inside him finally boil over. Fear, grief, loneliness, anger, all exploding out of a kid who's tired of losing everyone he loves. He crashes because he's been alone his whole life, and he refuses to let it happen again. Painfully, but beautifully valid. Ken's crash out in B-Movie is honestly one of the funniest and most valid crash outs in animation history. Because listen, people laugh at him, but we need to understand something very important. Ken was fighting for his life. Not figuratively, literally. This man woke up one day and found out his girlfriend was emotionally cheating on him with a bee.
Well, here's to a great team.
To a great team!
Well, hello.
This bee steals his sugar packets, insults him in his own kitchen, and flirts with his girlfriend right in front of him. Imagine trying to come home for dinner and the bee your girlfriend is low-key in love with shows up at the table enjoying the food she used to cook for you.
That's where I usually sit. Right there.
Ken?
Yeah, about that. Everyone treats Barry like some quirky little dude who works in accounting, and Ken is the only one screaming, "Hello, that's a bee. Why is nobody concerned?" So when he finally loses it, during the tennis match, during the courtroom, during basically every scene he's in, it isn't comedic rage anymore.
Dirty yellow ring!
What are you doing?
You know what? I don't even like honey. I don't eat it.
We need to talk.
Okay, just a little bit maybe. But for Ken, he was being disrespected on a level no human being should ever have to experience. Even the damn Pope would crash out. He was actually the only sane character in the entire movie. He is literally watching his relationship fall apart to an insect with a 27-day lifespan, and the only thing he wanted was just some yogurt nights. And to be honest, he handled that way better than any of us would. Simba's crash outs in both The Lion King and 2 are some of the most emotionally justified crash outs Disney has ever animated. People love to act like Simba overreacts, But this little guy has one of the heaviest trauma backpacks in movie history. Let's start with the obvious. Simba watches his father die. As a child.
Dad? Dad, come on. You gotta get up. Dad.
As a baby. That alone is actually enough to crash. But then he was also manipulated into believing it was his fault. Scar didn't just kill Mufasa, he psychologically destroyed Simba before this kid even had time to process grief.
Run away and never return.
He didn't run away because he was weak. He ran away because a literal monster made him believe the entire kingdom would hate him. So when Simba crashes out because of Scar, even years later, roaring, shaking, eyes burning with fury, that's years of guilt, pain, and buried trauma erupting all at once.
Here's my little secret. I killed Mufasa.
No! Murderer!
And his crash outs in Simba's pride? Those may hit even deeper. Because in the sequel, Simba is no longer the scared cub. He's a father who needs to protect his own from his new enemies.
These lands belong to Scar. I banished you from the Pride Lands. Now you and your young cub, get out.
Suddenly, the past he tried so hard to bury is staring him in the face again. Through the outsiders, through Zira, but especially through Kiara. The trauma he never healed is now a threat to the daughter he died for.
He loves me. For me.
Because you are my daughter, you will not leave Pride Rock. You will stay where I can keep an eye on you, away from him.
You don't know him.
I know he's following in Scar's paw prints.
When Simba snaps at her, it's not paranoia, it's PTSD. Simba's entire life is built on the fear of repeating history. So every crash out he has in the sequel is rooted in one painfully human thought. I can't let what happened to me happen to Kiara. He crashes because he's terrified. Trauma doesn't disappear, especially when the ghost of Scar still haunts every inch of Pride Rock.